Hello, my name is Trevor, and this is Scorched Earth Musings. So, I was talking with a friend a little while ago, and she asked me about my higher power, and it got me to thinking. We all have our own version of our higher power, but if you think about it, it's really could all be encompassed as the same, and there's no wrong way or wrong higher power. Um, so my answer was that I believe myself, the universe, and God to be my higher power, which is also includes everyone. Her answer was just the universe and God. Now, sorry, I'm going to use my phone as a reference because, yeah, I've came up with it. So, yeah, they're all the same, etc. There's no, so, yeah, okay. um, if you think of the love of God as embracing, is being pure and embraces everybody. So it doesn't really matter if it's God, if it's Allah, if it's any religion. It's all the same. The underlying principle is that there is the overwhelming love of God for humanity and each individual. So, if you think of that as energy, then there is no wrong answer for how you view God. Um, so take the love of God. Okay, I'm just gonna read it directly because I'm freaking stumbling over my words here. Um, God embraces everyone, which include encompassing my understanding as well as your understanding. Equally, as technically there is no wrong answer to accepting the love of God. And if you think of God as the pure energy of love, then by embracing everyone and everything, the energy of love is transmuted and a part of everyone and everything, i.e., the universe, as energy cannot be destroyed. So we all then have the love of God as a part of our energy and therefore ourselves. So, looking at it in that light allows for there being no wrong way to worship God, see God, embrace God, however it is, your higher power, etc. I'm using the word God. You can use it with a little g. I mean, it doesn't really matter. There's no, so basically what I'm trying to say is there's no wrong way to find a higher power or have a higher power or the love of God or how you worship. The underlying principle is the fact that the love of God, no matter what your belief system is, can be seen as universal throughout. And there's no wrong way by putting different names to it. So, viewing it that way, and the love just being the energy of it, an underlying universal energy throughout the world, throughout the universe, then there's no reason to put anyone down for their beliefs. There's no reason for different religions to state that theirs is the only way, the right way to worship. That's just a falsity if you look at it this way, because and it's very judgmental. The love of God is just a pure energy form, and being a pure energy form, it doesn't matter where it comes from or how it's come from or how it's acknowledged or how it's found, how we try to look for it. So we just need to stop and think and acknowledge the fact that we all have different ways of viewing the world anyway. So what does it matter that if we have different ways of how we interpret God and the love of God? So I'm just trying to state the fact that to have more compassion for others and their beliefs, because they're not wrong. That's like telling yourself that you're wrong for the way you believe it to be. It's not wrong if it's just a pure form of transference of energy. And love being energy, we all then possess the capability of love, so we therefore possess, it's going to be controversial, but we all possess a part of God. But I find that to be a very beautiful thing. Looking at God as being the ultimate expression of love and compassion and benevolence. And we all have the capability of expressing love, compassion, and benevolence for one another. And in doing so, if you think of it that way, we then have a piece of God within us, which really doesn't make us any different from one another, because we all have that ability to show love and compassion and benevolence to one another. Now, I don't see it as a controversial thing. I see that as a beautiful thing. That there's no wrong way to love. There's no wrong way to show your belief in God or a higher power, etc. at all. All we really do need is love. And that is the beautiful thing. We all have the capability of love. And there's no wrong way to love. So with that being the case, you think of the love of God as like a love of a parent for a child. And it's very much the same. You're not going to judge or punish a child for making mistakes or anything like that, or seeing things a different way. You're going to foster different thoughts and viewpoints and let them figure things out on their own. And that love, if we could just then transfer that love rather than just to a child or just in our belief system, and just transfer it to our everyday lives and how we treat one another, and just be able to show that love and compassion for another situation and what they might be going through, but not attach ourselves to whatever issues or problems they may have, and not foster them or stoke the fire of them, so to speak, and just be able to show one another compassion for their situation and without getting attached to it. That'll allow for progress, and as I see it, a way of looking at not holding on to things that are unnecessary. I'm not trying to say that negative experiences or instances are unnecessary or belittling them in any way. It's just detaching from our other people's experience from our own experiences, and just expressing the compassion towards that person for what they're going through, but not getting attached directly to it. That's the best way to show love for one another, and then in a way teach others without intending to teach. The best way to express compassion and love for one another, and I feel by doing that more and not promoting hate or just negativity about other people around, then the world will be a better place. And we just need to start showing more love and compassion and disconnect from experiencing or having other people's experiences affect us when they are not related to us. Just showing compassion for those experiences, that they acknowledging the other person has had them, and just showing them love and compassion, and that they'll get through it. And yeah, that's the way it should be. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe.